What is up, guys? Welcome to episode number 2 of the Ask Me Realty show. My name is Jeffrey Tuan, broker in Modern Edge Real Estate, broker in Modern Finance. And it's been a while since I did another episode. It's kind of one of those things I want to do a little bit more of, but kind of got busy closing up last year, and we didn't have getting time to film. So I'm coming back, trying to make sure we answer some more questions from you guys. Share with you some experience, frequently asked questions from my buyers, from the sellers, from the borrowers, to help you guys understand a little bit more about the real estate market. Now, this isn't directed toward buyers or sellers. In particular, it's directed toward anyone that's interested in doing a real estate transaction. Hopefully, these will help you out. Hopefully, we have questions on here from either side that will help you out. If you're thinking about selling a home or if you're thinking about buying a home, hopefully this will help you out. Quick update: what's going on with the market since we spoke last time? We have about 6,200 properties listed on the market right now, single-family homes. Which is really low compared to previous years, which means it's a great time to sell your home. It's a seller's market right now. Low inventory, steady and improving demand. Hey, seller's market, right? But during the times of a seller's market, we deal with a lot of things that that I hear from my buyers or potential buyers, or you guys might have questions of when you're trying to purchase a home in a seller's market. So the first question, frequently asked question is
there a standard amount of discount you can get when you're offering for a property?
How much discount can we get off on an offer? And this is the hard question to answer because it really depends. It really depends on how much you like this home, what is the purpose you're buying this home for, and it really depends on the market. It depends on how correctly they're priced on the market. So every time when a buyer asks me, and this just happened, I had a buyer just ask me this question last weekend when we were showing a few houses. They were like, so traditionally saying, how much can we get off of a home? And my reply is, it really depends on the market. You want to offer market value for this home, or how much you feel like this home is worth. And this goes out for all the buyers. And if you guys are planning to buy a home, I want you guys to take this into consideration: is how much you like this home, right? Because the price of the home, we try to base how much a home is worth off of market value. But really, how much the home is worth is how much you're willing to pay for it. How much a buyer is willing to pay for it. So there really isn't a set number, and I think a lot of times people are thinking there's a set number, and that's kind of like the misconception of it, is that there is a set number that we can take off. So like if the house is listed at $220,000, we take off naturally $5,000 or $10,000, so we offer at $210,000. Or you think that the sellers are pricing the house a little bit higher, and then you kind of have to come down like $10,000 or something like that to hit market value. That's not necessarily true. It really depends on the listing agent, really depends on the sellers, how well they price the property. And then it's our job on the buyer's agent side is to comp the house out and see how much it's actually really worth. Example, if the property is listed at $220,000, but on the market value is worth $240,000, let's just say the listing agent and the sellers underpriced this property. Are you still going to offer $210,000 for this property? No, you're going to offer $220,000. You're going to offer $230,000, right? So you'll be offering above market value, above list price, not above market value, but above list price for the property. It depends if there's other buyers involved. Right now, a seller's market, that means there are multiple offer situations. Multiple offer situation means that there are multiple offers coming in on the property. Really, just exactly how it sounds. So that means the sellers get to choose between which one is the best offer, the highest and best offer. So in cases like this, it really depends on how much you like this home. You might want to offer a little bit more. You might want to offer a list price. There's been cases where multiple offers have come in and we see buyers list above market value, above list price, above market value for the home because they really, really like it. So it really all depends. There's not a set answer of how much you can take off of a property. It really highly depends on what's going on in the market. Is it a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market? Is the market really active right now?
Zillow says my house is worth this much more.
Zillow, okay, that's a whole nother. This could be a whole entire another video on Zillow. Now, I get this question a lot from sellers. I saw my house values estimate on Zillow. It says my house is worth $10,000 above what you quoted me or what you comped out my market to be. Zillow says my house is worth $305,000. I think your house is worth probably $295,000 based off of market comps of what we see. Now, Zillow, and I always have to remind sellers this, they could be accurate, it could not be accurate. It's really hard. Zillow is a marketing website. Okay, Zillow is in the business of marketing. Zillow is not in the business to sell real estate. A lot of the information, especially recently, what the NAR is trying to do with the team up with Zillow, is a lot of information isn't even going to Zillow directly anymore from the MLS system. Brokers have to opt in and opt out. So a lot of their information actually might not be dated properly. There might be a lot of outdated information, or sometimes there'd be missing information. Now, Zillow has their own AVM system, the automated valuation model that they basically plug into a formula how much a property is worth based off of the recently sold properties, and they kind of go through that. Not really accurate if you're missing information. And Zillow, even beforehand, if you click on Zestimates on the bottom of Zillow's page, and you can go there, do it right now. If you go click on it, actually, hold on, we'll see if we can pull up a screen like right here, basically. Stand right here to the side. Let me just pull up the link right there so you can see it. If you look on Zillow's estimate disclosures, okay, Zillow, I think 5%, like 5% margin of error, like I believe that happens like 53% of the time or something like that. So that means like 1 out of every 2 property has a 5% error in terms of the price, either plus or minus 5% of what the real value is. I think even at at 20% of difference, like, so if you say the margin of error is 20% now, so that means like if your property is $100,000, okay, it being listed, $20,000 difference is like $80,000 or $120,000 of going in that range. It's like 89% of the time. So it's still like a huge gap. It's not even like close to being 100. There's still like 89 properties out of 100 will be in between, like, at the time it will be sold within this range. So that there's still like properties that sold outside of this range. That's ridiculous. That's a huge range of gap. So those estimates, their disclosures themselves, they're not accurate. 5% of the time, like half the time, they're within 5%. That's kind of, I kind of question that. Like, you question me if I come to you and basically says, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, 51% of the time, I should probably get your range, within 5% of what your property is actually worth. You'd be kind of scared. That 5% is a lot of money. And then if I tell you, like, about 89% of the time, I'll be within 20% of your market value of your home. So I'll be correct. I'll be priced correctly within 20%, 89% of the time. You'd be like, what the hell? Really? Like, I don't think you'll do business with me at this point, right? So a lot of times I tell sellers that Zillow isn't accurate. Zillow's in the business of doing marketing. You can trust Zillow, you can look at Zillow for information. Great, Zillow's a marketing site. But a lot of times don't trust the Zestimates, or don't put too much emphasis on the Zestimates,
How do you get a good deal on new homes?
New homes, okay? New homes right now, new home market. I love the new home market. I love standing inventory. If you guys watch my other videos, I love standing inventory. I saw a lot of standing inventory new homes. What standing inventory is basically a new home built already, all ready to move in. It's still a new home, no one's lived in there. But those are the things that normally get you the best deal, and that's probably like if that's saying how can you get a good deal on buying a new home, that's probably the better way to do it. There's a lot of misleaders, and I'm going to make another video at a separate time talking about some of these misconceptions of buying new homes and getting a good deal or the incentives that they give you. You kind of really have to look into what incentives they're giving you, because a lot of new home builders sometimes right now we're seeing a little less because of how much they're building and how much interest there is, how much demand there is in new homes. So we're seeing a lot of companies do less and less incentives now, which makes sense because back in 2005, a lot of companies weren't giving that many incentives because you were actually overpaying to buy the home. And that was incentive of buying the home already. But I think the best deal that you can get buying a new home, because of how much they're lessening the incentives now, lessening the things they're giving you, is buying standing inventory. Buying a home that's already built, no one's lived in. A lot of those things they actually discount, because they discount some of the upgrades, they discount a lot of the other fees, because they're actually trying to promote this house and sell it, because it's not entirely you get to build it from scratch. But those are generally what I see where all the good deals are coming from. A lot of the standing inventories we sold, we helped our buyers buy, they ended up saving a lot of money. I think the last few, they probably took off like $20,000, $30,000 off of their standing inventory home. Which is, it's a killer deal for them. So if you're looking to buy new, I highly recommend standing inventory. Compared to that's how you really get a good deal on a new home. Now, I'll probably do another video just focusing on new home tricks and tips. Just because I know I've been getting those questions a lot, like, hey, how do we get a killer deal? Because maybe one of their friends referred, or other friends, you hear some of your friends like, man, I got a killer deal at this, whatever this place. It really depends. I don't like that when people say like, oh yeah, my friend got this killer deal 6 months ago. It changes. It really depends on the builder. If they're really on high demand right now, you might not get any incentives at all. So it just really depends. You gotta have to kind of shop around. This is why you have real estate agents. This is why we're in business of selling new homes too, is that, we can kind of get a gist, or be like, okay, yeah, I just sold this home last year. They're still offering this incentive. We can give the guy a call. Hey, are you still offering this incentive? And then we can kind of hook you guys up with these promotions or any deals that's going on. Otherwise, you kind of have to shop around yourself. Highly recommend you use a realtor, a real estate agent when you're buying a new home, just because of that kind of knowledge and how much they can actually help you out with it. It doesn't cost you a dime. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Ask Me Realty. We're going to be doing a little bit more of those down in the comments below. If you have any questions, if you're a buyer, if you're a seller, or if you're just interested in real estate in general, if you're an investor, it doesn't really matter. We'll try to answer as many questions as we can. Leave it down in the comments below your question. Give this video a like, give this video a dislike. Any engagement helps. Let me know some feedback. What do you guys want to see from the show? What do you guys like about it? What do you guys don't like about it? And hopefully we'll try to get a consistent schedule, which I'm going to promise you guys. Get you guys a consistent schedule so you guys can have more questions answered. So thank you so much for watching this episode of Ask Me Realty. Don't forget to leave your question down below, and we'll try to answer it next time.